Hello there. This is another day that I don't know what I'm going to talk about exactly, but it's a good day, and I found this. Somebody gave this to me, a friend. And anyway, I said, reckon what it is. It's supposed to be a scarf, I thought. So it's big enough. It could be a tablecloth. Look how big it is. That's about 4 foot by 5 foot, but it was packaged as a scarf. Well, it's pretty, and I like it. So I thought, what shall I do with it? Use it as a tablecloth? Or like this? I just put it on Bella's head. She don't like that much. Bella don't like that at all. So I'm just having fun. So this morning, James told me I could keep that Lincoln. I don't have to sell it. He says, no problem. Just keep it, drive it, because nobody wants to buy it. So I'm just keeping it. And I drove it today. And part of the seat thing came undone where you control the seat. Leather. So I thought, I'll go get me some glue and I'll glue that sucker together. I said, no, I'll hot glue it. I have hot glue at home. So I got out my hot glue gun and I tried gluing it. I ought to show it to you, but I didn't. It's interesting, to me anyway. So I couldn't glue it. So, I sat on it. I did everything. It's right beside the seat, right where your controls are. And some little clips broke on that seat. And now it's about that far apart. So I tried the hot glue, and it didn't take. So I said, well, I know what I'll do. I'll go to AutoZone and get me some Gorilla Glue. They say that is so good. You know what that stuff cost? You know I'm thrifty. That stuff was high. Uh-oh, I got something sticking up. So it was just so high priced, I said, I'll pass on that. So I looked at some of the other glue, and I thought, well, I need something that does it fast. So I looked at that glue, that right away it, like real fast, $24. I said, no, I don't believe I'll do that. I said, well, I could take it to a shop, but that probably cost a fortune too. So I said, I know, duct tape. Y'all ever watch that show from Canada or up north on the duck, Mr. Green, I think his name is, and he's all over. And James and I used to watch him, and he used duct tape for everything. And I said, I think I have some duct tape about the color of my seat. So when I got home, I keep my duct tape on top of my refrigerator in the kitchen. Handy place. I just reached up there and got my duct tape. And it was almost the same color. Not quite. I may show you later what I did. Honey, I duct taped that sucker. And that makes it look better. And if I'm going to keep the car, who cares what it looks like? That's the way us Appalachian hillbillies are. And I was raised that way. You make do. You make do with whatever you got. I've done that many a time. I remember when I moved into that shotgun house back years ago, what happened was we was living in the project. That's what we called it, for the poor people. And we was poor people, and that's all we could afford. So we was living there, and we had a nice apartment. It had running water, bathroom, and the bedrooms were upstairs, and it was real nice. But Buddy was working for a man then that owned a bakery, and he had a shotgun house, and he says, I'll rent that to you real cheap. And so he rented it to us real cheap. And the reason I wanted to move so bad is because I had got, my dad had really made them, 2 handmade quilts that were beautiful. And I used them, and I washed them, and I put them out on the line in the project where I lived. Somebody stole both of them. I only had to leave for a little while. When I came home, they were gone. Now, how are you going to find them? Once people steal stuff, honey, it's gone. They were gone, and I told my husband, I said, we got to get out of here. This place is terrible. So we moved to that shotgun house. Now, the ceiling was falling in. So you know what I did? You can buy this plaster that you mixed by hand. So I went and bought a bunch of that and a ladder, and I put that stuff together, and I put that on the ceiling. Now, it kind of hung down like that in places, but it looked better, and I felt better about it. And would you believe in that day, and that was back in 1954, 55, they sold plastic curtains, and you could get them at the store, you know, at the regular store. Everybody sold them, plastic curtains, and they were cheap. So I bought a bunch of plastic curtains because that shotgun house did not have any curtains in it. And I bought those plastic curtains and put them up all through that house. And I was proud of them. Let's see, back then I was probably still in my 20s, because I hadn't had Kim yet. But that's where I was living when Kim was born. We'd been living there a little while, and I loved that house. But to do our washing, it didn't have no hot water heater, and you had to keep pennies in the electric box to keep the electric on. I didn't know that that was so dangerous, but that's the only way you could have electric sometimes, and I'd do it. I'm a bold woman, and I make do, and so I duct taped my car this morning, but we just made do as we lived there. And my mom and dad were still alive then, and we had a 4th birthday party, when they were 4 years old, at that house. And it had a cherry tree in the back that had cherries, and that's the one time that I made a cherry pie. We took enough cherries off that. I make cherry pies now, or cobbler with canned cherries or frozen cherries. He likes blackberry cobbler and blueberry cobbler. I got to make him another one. He ate that last one up I made with cherries. I showed you all a picture of that. They're so easy to make. I mean, it don't take any time, and you've got a wonderful dessert. Throw you some ice cream on it, and you're in business. 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of self-rising flour, 1 cup of milk, 1 stick of butter. What else? Anyhow, you mix it all together, and till you get that and pour it in the pan. You mix your butter right in with your flour and milk and sugar, and then you put your cherries or whatever you got on top of that. You don't stir it or anything. You just put them on top, put them in to cook. Yummy. You can have it in about 35 minutes. My oven cooks good. I've got one of those that sits on the counter. I am silly today, but I duct taped my car, and now I'm a happy woman. I hope it holds. This thing is something else. You could do all kinds of things with it, and it's really pretty, but I might use it as a tablecloth. I don't know. Make do. I might need it as a tablecloth on my square table. No, I got a pretty one on that. Now here I am just chattering today. But can you all believe it's going right on up towards 68,000? What am I going to talk to y'all about if it ain't my scarf and my duct taped car that he told me I could keep? I bought that other one myself, but he bought this one for me. He bought it at a yard sale about 4 years ago, and it's been a real good car. I like it because it's got a backup mirror. You can see everything. And then I like my 2012 Buick too. When I met James, I had 2 cars. I'm the kind of woman that likes automobiles. And if I get tired of them, usually I put them down the road and sell them. This one, I put it down the road and tried to sell it, but I guess I asked too much for it. James is going to go look at a van today, a 2012 van, and it's really pretty, white, and it's got a backup mirror and everything. 129,000 miles. He'll probably buy it. He likes to buy them because it seems like his help usually needs something, and he'll just pass them on. That's the way he does it. He's a kind man. So I love him. God bless you all. The Lord is working in mysterious ways that we don't even know about a lot of times. So we just trust him, and he goes before us and makes those crooked places straight. Look that up in the Bible. That's really true. So I hope y'all walk that walk where Jesus will be pleased with you. And I'm having fun. You know what? This gives me a chance to express myself. Woo! I don't want to do what them kids are, them old people and young people are doing down at the Y, though. I am not going to go, woo, woo, woo. No way, Jose. Not right. They saw me filming them this morning, but that's okay. I didn't do that exercise. I did my walking. And that's it. You walk that walk where Jesus would be pleased with you. Love you. Bye-bye.